Vicki with My Paper Connection. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really fun card. I believe it is called a pop-out, a front flap pop-out card. I did these with my team members at team meeting, and they're just so fun and easy to make. So I thought I would show you how to do that today. Before I get started on that, though, I want to tell you about a couple of things. My next online card class is coming up. It's the April-May class, and it is all about flowering cactus. And don't pay attention to this deadline. I have actually extended that deadline. Oh, look at my fingernails matched. But I've extended this deadline to April the 28th. And so be sure and check it out. But now I've had people ask, how's the best way to sign up for your classes? And the best way for you to sign up is to go to my website at mypaperconnection.com and hit contact me. Or if you do the subscribe, if you click to subscribe to my emails, then there will actually be a link for PayPal in an email that goes out about the class. That is the absolute best way to be able to pay for and sign up for my classes, or for anything that I do, actually. Here are the cards that are going to be a part of this class, and whether you have stamps or whether you like to stamp or not, you can actually make these cards. They're so pretty, you don't really have to put a sentiment on them, but I will be cutting everything out for you, and you will get a half a pack of the Flowering Cactus Designer Series paper, which comes with the twine and the felt pieces, and everything will be cut out. It is $25. You'll make 6 cards, and you get everything including envelopes. So make sure and let me know if you would like to be a part of that. The last thing I want to tell you about before we get started is my 2021-2022 annual product share, annual catalog product share. And I will be sharing all of the designer series paper and the specialty paper. It's $44, and you get a quarter pack of 15 different paper designs. Then I'll be doing a ribbon share. Now these are only the new ribbons, the ribbons that are new to the annual catalog. It's $17, and you get a quarter spool of 15 different twines or ribbons. And then the embellishment share, and that is also only the new to this catalog embellishments. If we already had them in any of our catalogs, they won't be a part of it. But this keeps it affordable, and then you can try all of the new stuff, and I would love to have you be a part of that. So also, the deadline to sign up for this is May 3rd, and it has to be ordered and prepaid by then. And again, if you just go to my website, mypaperconnection.com, and click contact, you can let me know, or hit subscribe to my email, and you'll get notice about it. Okay, so let's get started. This is paper actually from Ornate Gardens, and what I'm going to do is, now, I saw Connie Stewart make this card, but she made it with all, this part was cardstock, and then she cut pieces of designer series paper and put here and there in the little spots. Well, I thought, I have a ton of designer series paper. I need to just use some of my designer series paper that I have. So I just decided to make the card itself using designer series paper. So I'm going to take a piece of 12 by 12, and I'm going to cut it at 11 inches on one side and 5.25 inches on the other side. And you can actually make 2 cards out of one piece of this designer series paper by doing this. All right, so then you're going to take whichever side that you want to be on top. So like this. So if you want this to be what is seen and is on top, then this is the side you're going to score it on. And that'll make more sense as we go along. But you're going to score it at 1 3/4. And you're going to do it lightly because it is designer series paper. It's not cardstock. If you do it with the same intensity that you do cardstock, it will end up, you'll tear through it. Okay, so that last one was 3.5. This one is at 5 1/4, and then this one is at 7. Don't worry about writing all this down because it will actually be on my website, on the blog that goes along with this. Okay, now when you get ready what you have to do to create this little pop-out thing is you have to trim it. When you get ready to do that, then the sides, and it might be easier to see it on this side. Yeah, I think it is. So the sides that you put the scoring up at the top. So, you know, when you were on this side and you did 1 3/4, then you're going to want to put the top side that is 1 3/4 up here. And actually, I think it might help if I actually do the folding and burnishing first before I do this. I think it will make it more obvious of where the fold lines are for you. And you're just going to fold it in a zigzag fashion. Okay, so that makes more sense this way, right? And we're going to place it like this with the highest fold up here, and you're going to take your paper over to the 1 1/4 side right here, like this. Now, I find it easier to place something white up under here, and then I'm going to take my my cutting blade, and I'm going to take it up to 1 3/4. Remove my little white thing right here. Press it down into it, and then you've got 2 score lines. There's actually 1 2 3 4 score lines. You're going to come down to the next to the last score line, which is just happens to be right about 5 1/4. But hold your finger where that is, and then you're just going to cut down to where your finger's at. It's going to be where that fold is, but if you put your finger there, it will help. Then you're just going to flip it over, put it at 1 1/4 one more time, and take it back up to 1 3/4, which is right in here. Press it down. You're going to find that fold and go down to the fold. And you want the line to be right about where the crease is at. I went a little bit too far there, but you're not going to see it. It's going to be fine. Then you can put your trim, well, no, not yet, because you also need some Whisper White, and you need your Whisper White to be 7 1/2 inches by 5 inches. Then you're going to score it at 3 3/4. This is going to create the card that's going to go on the inside. All right, so let's go ahead and fold that. All right, so now we're going to come back to our card. And for my card base, I'm going to use Old Olive, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this is actually going to be set right here on top of that. So I have it folded already. What I'm going to do is just take this like this, fold them like that. I want this part that's in the center to go that way. So you just push it that way, and then you're going to just fold it like this. Now for me, I feel like it is easier to glue this onto this piece using this side, rather than trying to hold this and make sure that that's okay right in there. I find it easier to use the single side. So that's the way I do it, because I like easy. So I'm just going to take it this side like this, where it's just one piece of paper, and just fit it on to where it's going to be somewhat even all the way around. There we go. I told you wrong about folding that. This should not go. I told you completely wrong. You don't push it in like that. You push it out and push these in. I've only made 4 of these so far. You would think that I would remember that, right? Okay, so there you go. That's that. Now, to get our stamping done, I have pre-cut a piece of Whisper White, or Basic White, I believe. And I think this might be 2 1/8 by 2 1/8. And then I've also cut a piece of Old Olive, the scalloped squares. And if you like these squares, make sure that you go ahead and purchase them because they are retiring. I happen to love them. And so I'm really glad that I have them. All right, I got something on it right there. It's not going to be a big deal though. I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it. I'm going to cover that up with my little flower. Okay, sending healing hugs. The next thing I'm going to do for stamping is I'm going to place this in here right about where I want it to be. And what you're going to do with this one is you're going to make sure that it has even sides all around it as well. Then you're just going to kind of hold it and close it like this. So you get a good idea. And I'm just going to put my finger here and I'm going to go ahead and stamp Get Well Soon. More this way than that because I don't want that to show. There we go. And that is the stamping. That's all the stamping I'm going to do. So let's start putting it together. I can't waste a piece of paper. I have the hardest time wasting paper. So even if there's a little smudge on it, I feel the need to fix it rather than throw it away. It's not like I don't have 1,000 pieces of paper at my house, but anyway, that's just the way I am about it. Okay, I opted to glue this across rather than use dimensionals because I'm going to use daisies. I'm going to use punches and I'm going to put dimensionals behind that. This is going to secure this in place where there is a crease right there. And it is okay for it to be glued down because it's never going to have the need to be folded. Okay, isn't that adorable and so easy? Okay, so I'm going to take my medium-sized daisy punch and I'm going to punch 2 of them. Actually, I'm going to do 4 because I want some in the center as well. Then I'm going to use my small flower, my small bloom punch, I think is the name of it. This is also retiring. It's a great punch. I'm going to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 4 of these. So that's 3 of them so far. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back side of one of them. And I'm just going to line it up so that the petals are alternating. And with it, I like to use either glue dots or the liquid glue. The liquid glue actually is better because it gives you a minute to get it just right. And it doesn't take long for it to set. Okay, I'm going to take this one, which is now dried, and I'm just going to kind of use my bone folder. And I'm not going the same direction every time because flower petals don't go in the same direction, right? Okay. This just kind of breaks the fibers. Now I do like to take these and just kind of push in the center with my palm, and I'm just using the tip of my Take Your Pick tool. It gives it a little bit more dimension than it just being a flat flower piece of paper. Like that. Now I'm going to take a sponge dauber with a little bit of Daffodil Delight, and I'm just going to go in the center of these flowers. I'm not going to do it on the small ones because I feel like that might be a little bit too much. Now I'm just going to put them on using dimensionals, and then we're done with our card. I'm going to use regular size dimensionals for the daisies, and I'm going to use these little small mini dimensionals for the little blooms. I keep taking the backings off as I pick them up. There. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place one of these right about here, I think. And I'll put one of these here and one of these right here. I forgot that we have to glue this on the inside. So we're going to do that, and then we'll finish with our flowers and we'll be all done. All right, so I'm just going to take this in. I'm not going to put it in the crease. I'm actually going to center it so that there is paper around it evenly, or as close to even as possible. Okay, now we'll go ahead and put these on in the center. I think I'll put this one right here. But you know what? I don't need to have dimensionals on the back of this, actually. I'm just going to place a glue dot. I had put dimensionals on the back of it originally, but I don't want there to be that much gap, so I'm going to take those off, and I'm just going to use glue dots instead. Okay, the final thing that we're going to do is I'm going to take some the adhesive back sequins that comes from Artistry Blooms. I'm going to place one right there in the center. This is a little bit darker than just yellow. I think it might be like a Calypso coral maybe. And then I'm going to put the smaller ones inside the smaller flowers. Or do I want to use the larger one? Let me see. I think I'm going to use the larger ones. So I added sequins. Look how that dresses that up. Is that not just adorable? Love it, love it, love it. Now you got plenty of space in here, and if you wanted to stamp a flower or anything like that in there, you could. But this makes a great get well card. It makes a great birthday card, thank you card, Mother's Day card, you name it. It makes a great card, and it's a wonderful fold. Fun fold. Now, I do have catalogs. The brand new annual catalogs have just come out, and I have some in my hands. If you don't already have a demonstrator, please let me know, and I would love to get a catalog out to you if you would like one. Also, if you like this video, please hit subscribe, and there's a little bell. If you ring that bell, you'll get notice whenever my future videos come out, when I'm doing YouTube Lives and all of that sort of thing. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.